Hi, in this video I'm going to briefly show you how to use the Swirlify authoring app to write some interactive swirl content. And the purpose of the video is not to show you every aspect of the authoring process, but rather just to give you enough to get started at least. And we'll be including more documentation on this page over time. So first is I'm going to go ahead and assume that you've got the Swirlify R package installed. We're going to load Swirlify, which will in turn load Swirl automatically. And the message that you get there is just the startup package startup message for Swirl. So don't worry about that. And then we're going to go ahead and say Swirlify, which is the main function in the Swirlify package. And we'll give ourselves a lesson name. So why don't we say taking the mean of random numbers. There we go. Course names, Stat 101. Keep it simple. And then what else do we need here? Actually, that'll be it. I'm going to exclude my name and my organization's name, although those are additional parameters that you can specify when calling this function. All right, so go ahead and hit return, and it'll bring up in your default browser the Swirlify authoring app, which is running locally. You'll see an IP address up here. That's because it's being served directly from your computer. So nothing fancy going on here. This is a Shiny app in case you're interested. And in the future, this will possibly be a standalone website, but it's kind of in beta mode at the moment. So you can see that it's been populated. This is our course content, or lesson content right here, rather. It's been pre-populated with the course name, the lesson name we specified. I'm going to go ahead and put my name in the author position here, and we'll just say Nick C. And then keep the type where it is. That would be if you were specifying content that was specific for, say, like a Coursera course where you wanted your students to be getting credit for a Coursera course that was running concurrently, but we're not worried about that here. And then organization, I'm just going to say Swirl Stats. All right, first things first. Let's add a little bit of text. So in this lesson, I'll show you how to take the mean of some random numbers. Go ahead and add that. Okay, and you see it's shown up here. It's been appended to the document. Now we want to maybe add a command question. And you'll notice that this gives a brief explanation of what that means. Okay, and the form over here has updated dynamically, and we're going to specify a question. So let's say create a new variable x that contains 100 standard, normal, random variables. Okay, the correct answer. Say x gets r norm 100. We're going to leave the answer tests space blank here, which will by default specify the default answer test, which is just going to check that the user enters an expression that matches this one. In a later post, I'll explain how the answer testing works, but for now, just know that the default answer test will check for that the user's input matches this expression. And then the hint will be use the rnorm function to generate the random variables. Okay, go ahead and add it. And you can see it again, it's been appended to our lesson here. Now let's say we want to add a multiple choice question. What function creates, let's say, normal random variables? Okay, and then we can say rnorm, rexp, sample, And how about apply? All right, the correct answer we know is R norm. And then a hint, you used this in the last question. All right, so I'm giving it away there. Go ahead and add that. Again, it's appended to the lesson. You can do other types of questions here. Exact numerical is looking for an exact numeric input. Text would be looking for a word or a couple of words. We're just going to go ahead and maybe ask the user if they'd like to watch a video. So would you like to watch a video on taking the mean of a bunch of numbers in R? Okay, and we give some URL to a video, you know, like a YouTube video or something here. Honestly, you can put any URL here and it'll just open that page in the browser. So technically this could be abstracted beyond just a video to really any URL that you wanted the user to the option bring up automatically in their browser. In the future, we may actually change this from a content type video to a content type URL, so it's a little more general. But anyways, I'm just going to, for demonstration purposes, put swirlstats.com. Go ahead and add that. And then a figure, if you include a .r file in the lesson directory, then you can, and you put the code in there to generate a plot from scratch, then you can put the name of the file that you created here, some text output to the user, and it'll automatically bring that plot up in the user's plotting window, which is a great feature if you're demonstrating something visually. Okay, so let's maybe just add one more command question. Say, now use the mean function to take the mean of x. Correct answer is mean x. We'll leave the answer test blank, use the default there again, and then again, I'm just doing a demonstration here, so I'm just going to give it a try, mean x. All right, there we go. Go ahead and add that, and again, it's appended. All right, so why don't we just add one more little text blurb. You now know how to create some random numbers and take the mean of them. Great, add that. All right, so now that we're done, we've got a couple of options. We could hit I'm done, which will just return you to the RStudio console, and you can install your lesson manually and go ahead and run it or share it with other people. Or, more interestingly, you can hit test it, okay, and you can close the app, and here you go. You are running the course now. It jumped right in, excuse me, running the lesson. It says, in this lesson, I'll show you how to take the mean of some random numbers, create a variable x that contains 100 standard normal random variables. Let's give it a wrong answer, 3. Okay, it throws the hint. Use our norm function to generate the random variables. Okay, I know what to do. So we will do our x gets our norm 100. Wonderful, we are amazing. What function creates random normal variables? Let's give it the wrong answer, just see what happens. Let's say our exp. Okay, no, use this in the last question. Oh yeah, that's right. We used our norm in the last question. There we go, we're on a roll now. Would you like to watch a video on taking the mean of a bunch of numbers in R? Why don't we say yes. And there we go, we're at swirlstats.com. All right, going back to the console, we type next to continue, resuming the lesson, and take the mean, use the mean function to take the mean of x, mean x. There we go, that's correct. Now you know how to create some random numbers and take the mean of them. Lesson complete. Okay, wonderful. So we've just created a very simple lesson using the Swirlify authoring app. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how the process works, and as I mentioned, we'll be including more and more documentation on this process in the future. Specifically, we'll give you more information on how to be more particular in the way that you are specifying answer tests. But I think this is enough to get you going and pointing in the right direction, and hope you find it useful and that you have a good time doing it.